The nurse's voice on the intercom said, "Code Blue, room 109. That would have been routine. If room 109 wasn't empty, worse. That was the same room where my sister died last year alone. Screaming for help while I stood helpless behind a sealed glass wall. Last night was my first shift back, and someone or something was waiting for me. It had been 11 months since I quit. After my sister's death in this hospital, I swore I'd never return. But life doesn't care about promises, especially when rent is due and resumes are thin. The hospital had changed. New management, fresh paint, but the smell, still bleached blood, and something old. I was assigned to Ward C graveyard shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., quietest wing in the building. I should have known that was a warning, not a perk. My second hour into the shift, the hallway lights flickered. Not unusual. Old buildings groan and glitch. But what was unusual was the monitor in room 109 blinking. Heart rate, 72 BPM. Oxygen, 98%. Problem: room 109 was empty. Had been for months. I walked over, badge in hand. The door was slightly ajar. Inside, nothing. Just a freshly made bed, untouched equipment, and an odd smell: burnt hair and metal. I reached for the monitor cord to reset it. But before I touched it, the screen flashed. "Nurse Claire, you let her die." I stepped back so fast I almost tripped. No one calls me Claire, except her. 3 a.m., the witching hour. I heard whispering coming from the storage room. A voice. Soft, almost chanting. I slowly opened the door. Dark, cold, but something moved behind the curtain. I pulled it back and found an old hospital gown, dripping wet, but not with water. Blood, and a name tag attached. Patient, Lucy West, DOD. October 3rd to 11th, 44 p.m. That was my sister. Same night, same time. Someone had placed her death gown, right here. I called security, but when they arrived, the gown was gone. So was the blood. Just a clean, empty cabinet. They looked at me like I was unstable, and maybe I was. But as I walked back through the hallway, I heard it. "Claire," a voice from behind the doors of room 109. I ran, but not out. I ran in. The room was pitch black. I shone my phone's flashlight around, and there, at the far end of the bed stood a figure, small, female, eyes glowing pale blue. She smiled, then whispered, "They locked them in here, with us." "What are you talking about?" I asked, trembling. Her smile faded. "They keep the bodies cold, but the souls never leave. If you were working a hospital night shift and saw your dead sister standing in a sealed room, would you go in or run the other way? Comment below what you would do. I needed answers. So I accessed the restricted archives in the lower floor: old patient files and incident reports. There was a video labeled Room 109, Surveillance. October 3rd, I watched it. Time, 11:43 p.m. A nurse enters the room. My sister is screaming in bed, gasping. The nurse just stands there, watching, then turns and locks the door from the outside. My sister claws at the window, then dies, alone. And the nurse. The name badge was blurry, but the face was mine. I woke up in the break room, soaked in sweat. Had I dreamed it? Hallucinated? My hands were shaking. I looked at my reflection in the vending machine glass. My eyes. They flickered blue for a second, just like hers. Then I noticed there was a scalpel in my pocket. Fresh blood. I checked the logs. Room 109 had 3 codes this month. Each time, the staff reported equipment malfunction. Each time, someone on night shift was reported missing. One of the missing nurses had written in the logbook the night before her disappearance. She watches through the machines. She copies our faces. Was it Lucy? Was it something else? Or was it me, losing my mind? I went back to room 109. One last time, I entered. It was cold, ice cold. On the wall, a message written in old blood. "Let me out, or stay with me forever." I turned. There she was, on the bed, eyes lifeless, but her mouth moved. "Your shift ends, when mine begins. The door slammed shut. I don't know how long I've been in here. Sometimes the lights flicker. Sometimes I hear my voice calling other nurses. Sometimes I feel like I'm the one on the bed. Sometimes I see me walk out the door, wearing my scrubs, using my name. And when someone new enters the room, I smile. They say hospitals heal people, but some patients don't want to leave. Some nurses never clock out. And if you ever hear your own voice calling you from inside a locked room, don't answer.